from Earth Classic Game Room broadcast from the Intergalactic Space Arcade on its never-ending mission to review everything.
This is Mark Bussler. I'm back, everybody, and I voted for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Okay, that's enough. That's enough April Fooling for you. Because Mark ain't coming back. He's on Threads. He's on comicbook.beer. He's on his website, updating every once in a while. And it's kind of this April Fooling is a little relevant here to tonight's topic because this is a vlog. That's the thing, Mark Bussler, Mr. Lord Carnage, okay, Classic Game Room. He started out as a guy who talked with his buddy, which I'm sure has moved on to better things, right? And those two guys, he moved on. And Mark, 7 years later, from 2000 to 2007, right, because Classic Game Room started in 1999, the Dreamcast era, the Donkey Kong 64 era. He started making those videos, and you had CGR Undertow. He had a whole team, just like IGN, just like Geeks and Gamers. And then, after 2014, somebody turned out the lights. That was it. He wanted to do Amazon Prime paywall stuff. And he strictly there, and people weren't going to go for that. Now, I'm not a businessman. I'm not a 1 million follower, subscriber YouTuber here. But it would seem to me that if you had not paywalled your future content, and because like with Candace Owens and Megyn Kelly, okay, they still do the news, they do free stuff as though the paywall stuff doesn't exist, or even Bithead 1000 has paywall stuff on Patreon, but he's still there on YouTube. That's important. Mark did not want to do that. He wanted to completely wall off the people that had followed him for 15 years. Bit harsh, right? So after Amazon, he came back. Well, he was on Instagram a bit. I don't know about Twitter. He's definitely not on X. Then he went to TikTok. I followed him on TikTok. I still have his TikTok profiles. Mark has not updated his TikTok stuff as far as I know. That would be Omega Ronin, his music, his art on his comic book stuff, Classic Game Room stuff, and I forget what else, because he has 4 different channels. After that, he went back to Instagram, and then he did Threads, and he does Threads. And then he said he was going to just go on to Blue Sky and Mastodon. And I typed in the comments somewhere the last video he did for YouTube, because he did come back to YouTube for a bit. On his last YouTube video, which was about a year ago, okay, it was last year's YouTube, because he did come back for the 25th anniversary. I said, this guy just goes where no one can find him. No one can find Mark Bussler. No one can find him. So if you're on Threads and you go to type in comicbook.beer, you'll find some latest reviews. He talked about Starhawks. Now that kind of comes back to my point. Now I've seen Kali UK is a personal friend of mine. He's retired, but his heart and soul that got him the many followers is, wait for it, ZX Spectrum reviews, in-depth reviews, because he doesn't know what the games are. He just plays it like whatever, okay? And he just kind of retired because he got frustrated with these games. He got really frustrated playing these games. He got frustrated dealing with how the games are working or not. Some videos he'd get views from and some he wouldn't. I showed him an old page of YouTube from 2006, what YouTube used to look like. And YouTube on 2006 was a different animal. YouTube in 2006 was a different animal. And now it's completely different. Well, we're going to do a before and after quick video after this, okay? You're going to see something. Maybe this will go viral. Maybe this won't. But it'll be funny to watch, just like the Zelda videos. And so he's just mostly focused on his retailing job in the United Kingdom. Now let's get to me. I was watching, no joke, I was watching my old videos on Tears of the Kingdom Zelda, in which I would talk like an idiot and go, if you like this video, you know what to do. You see those buttons below. I hate, you know what? I hated that tongue twister fucking outro. I have a better one, and you will hear it at the end of this. So I looked back at those videos and I'm like, why am I doing these gameplays? Why am I doing these Let's Plays? Some people can do it better than I can. Some people will do it better than I can. You've got the Geeks and Gamers, okay? You've got the John Riggs. I think John Riggs does his own plays. You've got Smash JT. You've got Pat the NES Punk. I think Pat the NES Punk just does commercial reactions. Does it every Wednesdays. You've got the Vine Sauces. You've got the Desert Pagonas. You got the Jabroni Mics. You've got lots of other people who do commentary over videos. They do funny commentary. They try to be the funny person because that's what they can do. They can be funny people. That's what they do. So what am I going to offer? Now, having said that, I don't think I'm going to be doing any more gameplay videos for this channel or for a long time because I think there's some people on TikTok that like them, but I don't think anybody on YouTube gives a fuck. They could give a fuck what I'm doing on this. So for them, it doesn't happen. Now, the Etch-a-Sketch Animator 2000 videos will still happen. I started working on Etch-a-Sketch Animator 2000 again. I did the Goldfish Bowl one. I'm doing a man running. I'm finishing up all those demos in the booklet, okay? Because nobody else is doing this. Not even that Etch-a-Sketch girl is doing this. But I'm doing it because I like it, okay? Now, other than Etch-a-Sketch, what am I going to offer people? So I thought this over, and this is threefold. So for video game content, Pac-Man Saturday Night, because I think I got 260,000 views, or 620,000 views for that. I got a lot of views for that Pac-Man board game, but there were a lot of views for Pac-Man Saturday Night. Now, the only reason I'm going to be doing Pac-Man Saturday Night is because of the what is it? The Labyrinth, Shadow Labyrinth for the current gen consoles. I will be playing Pac-N-Pal, Pac-Man 256. I'll be playing, I think it was Pac-Land. I'll do a little bit of Pac-Land, and that'll lead up to Shadow Labyrinth. Metroid Prime 4, because it's going to be the last significant Nintendo Switch game. And Game & Speak, I don't know. Now, what is Game & Speak? It is not about the game. It's about the topic that might be related to the game. So if there's a significant news story, I will talk about it in a commentary while playing a game. That's it. Like, there's nothing else. Like, I've done it before, and it's either going to work for me or not. So Game & Speak, I don't know if I should do it. Maybe I'll throw it up in a survey. Pac-Man, I'm dead set on. And the Metroid Prime 4, I'm dead set on, okay? Especially because the fucking Direct for Nintendo Switch 2 is on. I have not watched anybody's videos about what they think is going to be in there. I don't care. I don't want to see theory videos. I am not going to get a Nintendo Switch 2. The only way that'll happen is if somebody sends one to me. I'll put my P.O. box in there, okay? If people send me something like that, it's because they want me to do those kinds of things on the YouTube channel. Other than that, if you don't send one, I don't play it. I have a Steam Deck, I have a Nintendo Switch 1. I am perfectly content. I saw one, maybe two games that was interesting in that Direct last week. One of them being Justin Roiland's game. What was that? High on Life, which is the talking guns and shit, like the Rick and Morty guy. And the other one was Star Overdrive, but Star Overdrive looks suspiciously like Sonic Frontiers, which I said I would never play, and I haven't played it. I mean, we can go through that list of games. I have not betrayed my principles on that. Have not played Sonic Frontiers. After that, I don't really plan to get new games and new systems. Now, what I am going to do is I am going to go through the consoles from the Atari 2600 all the way to Steam Deck, and I'm just going to talk about the story of how I got those consoles and my experiences with those consoles that are my experiences and not somebody else's. Okay. Um, and that's it. Like, I just don't really like, I don't really have much more to contribute as far as Let's Play. So the Let's Plays are going to stop, but for those three exceptions or two exceptions. The third one, I'll leave it to a survey and see what people want to see and hear Game and Speak topics. What I am going to focus on is the Buck Rogers stuff. The Buck Rogers comic strips I'm going back to tomorrow because I know people love to see it. I have seen the reaction to Buck Rogers. I have some ideas, and I don't know if everybody's going to be on board for those ideas, but it's this. My mindset when I started this out is the same mindset that I have right now. Some of you can kind of figure out what the plot might be, and some of you might be able to figure out how this will end. But it's not Buck Rogers in the 70s. It's not Buck Rogers in the 50s or 40s or from the exact comic strip. This is different. And I wanted it to be different. And I wanted it to be a different feeling in a world where everything is cynical and we have science and realism now to things. Can I still amaze people? And that's what I'm going to try to do. So Buck Rogers will be the focus of this channel. So that's another reason why. And if anything bothers me personally and I talk about it, I'll talk about it. But I might do it in the form of Game and Speak. So coming up will be a series of console topics, and those will not be Game and Speaks. I'll show you a picture of my game console, and we'll have a conversation about it. I'll talk about it. I've talked about these things before, at least some of these things, but not in a condensed form, not on YouTube video format, just here and there. And I want to talk about them in full. And that's it. Yeah, I don't think I can offer you anything better than what other YouTubers give you or Twitch streamers. I mean, right now, Vinesauce is playing, Joey's Castle. He's doing all kinds of shit. People love the guy. I get condemnation from a lot of people, okay? Not just on April. I think April Fool's Day is the one day nobody gives me shit. But I'm just going to move on with that. So with that, the next time you will see me or hear from me will be the Nintendo Direct 2. Oh, I'm going to do a short, and then I'll do the Nintendo Direct 2. I'll talk about that for a bit, and then move on. So, will there be another video? I don't know, but this one ends in 3, 2,